Space Combat 7. Let's see what
As
this
of
is all
1
about.
p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this
and
violent
Osea,
attack
that's
was
not
carried
confusing.
out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received
It's
breaking
like
news.
Pearl Harbor
The
up in here.
International Space Elevator, which is being built in
Oh,
southern
space
Erusia, has
elevator.
been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately
So you're
led to this
Democrat or
war.
Republican?
Located near
It's a real
Erusia,
question here.
on the continent of Erusia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usia was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usia, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delete of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Osean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking. Tragic.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Looks like we got a cloudy day in the mountains here. Is there way too low? Is this actually just 2D or 3D? It looks like it's just 2D now, unfortunately. Alright. Looks like we got a line of radar vehicles down the road, about 7 of them. Are they all radar vehicles? One has an anti-air gun. 2 have an anti-air gun. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Let's just let things play out and see what happens. The aircraft tree. Sorry, just reading through this real quick. We're not worried about the multiplayer. No. Okay, so should have known this is what they meant by aircraft tree. Something in the future. Yeah, let's just... Why do they have to animate all this? That's cool and all, but... Do not have enough to buy a new aircraft at this point. A few cool looking ones. That's a funny looking one. What is that? Ooh, yeah. Okay. Oh. Now, do I have any surface to air to air? Buy that. Let's get those too. Might as well upgrade this aircraft all the way. What is that over here? Oh, that's the one that I picked up, the one she built. Okay. And I think I'm going to use these bombs that I got. Yeah, these are for air to ground. Definitely going to go with those. I keep the same select parts. That's what I do. Lots of reading today, man. Hurt remembering. Okay, that makes it a little bit faster. Okay, let's get this going.
Mage Squadron, sortie, ASAP.
I really wished I would have got the rights to Kenny Rogers, you know, just have that playing every time I take off. That would have made this a 10 out of 10 in my book. Ooh,
Current target
looks
is
like
on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry.
Forestry.
Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to
I hope all these
civilians
poor
and no
people
damage is
have.
to be
Oh,
done to public facilities.
never mind. Supposed to be careful not to hurt the good
Enemy
people
aircraft
of the
shot
land.
down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
I liked how you get a little. That's how you aim the bombs there. Apparently, shows you a little projection.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles?
And it
They
looks
should
like
be
that
close.
projection is based on speed too.
Bombs away.
Destroyed.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun. Where are the damn interceptors? Accelerate! We're being attacked by enemy aircraft! We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility. Target eliminated. The anti-air radar vehicle has been destroyed! We're going for the radar car!
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle!
They got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Requesting permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now!
Alright, I need to move on and get these destroyed. I guess I don't know what I was looking for there.
Mage 2, bombs away. You're almost out of special weaponry.
We don't have any anti-air
I
weaponry
missed
in
one
place
back
yet.
there.
We can't put up a decent fight.
Target destroyed.
Right, I only
3 to
got
go.
one of these
Continue
bombs
to
left, so
engage
that's
your
going to make
discretion.
things more difficult.
Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via
Let's use the
satellite.
machine guns. Good old fashioned.
So trust your radars.
2 targets remaining.
Just about to go online.
Shit. They got me good.
Trigger, there's one more to go.
That's 2.
Mage 2, watch the enemy on your 6. Our 6 enemies. Some are really good. This one's mine. Behind you, enemy on your tail.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Move the enemy aircraft away from the base.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
Okay, so what am I trying to do now? I gotta destroy this aircraft or something?
Mage 2, walking. Ground target destroyed.
No, they're not linked with the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Radar setup.
Whoa! That was a close one. Alright, I guess I'm supposed to be picking up these MiGs.
All right, this base is worth destroying.
Let's find one here. There's one.
Going to.
Uh-oh.
Missile inbound, evade.
I'm having trouble getting a target here, unfortunately. Every time I try, I'm getting targeted myself.
Ammunition 0.
Mage 2, missile launch.
Behind one. Watch your 6. Watch 2. He took a bite out of me. Breaking.
Okay, let's take some of these aircraft down here, hopefully. But it's telling me to target a MiG now. Let's find it. Let's find this bad boy. There he is.
That's a miss.
Missile inbound! Missile inbound!
Attacking from behind my target.
Shit. This is intense. Alright, where'd he go? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Pull up, pull up, pull up! Ah! There we go. It's okay. It's okay.
On this one's tail. Hand it on your 6. Watch your tail.
We got bombers taking off. Shite.
On my target's around. Firing. Column 3. Fox 2.
Targeting gun range.
Missile tracking me.
Alright, I cannot get any of these MiGs right now. I'm wreaking havoc on the airport.
Locked on. The enemy has a lock on me. Are you telling me we can't even avenge a harm? Full force, missile inbound. Dodge.
There we go.
The clouds don't just
It is
affect your
possible.
field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
Okay, you can use the clouds.
We really have interceptors? Huh? Keep your mind focused. Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
Alright, let's get this MiG. MiG-21.
Missile! Break hard! Locked. They're losing it after their allies on the ground were taken out. Can't say I blame them.
Looks like we're chasing each other in circles here.
Targeting gun range.
There we go.
Golem 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now. 5 targets remaining.
5 targets. Fine.
Golem 2, Fox 2.
Bandit acquired. Firing. Attacking. All transports have been destroyed.
Where are these guys? Hey.
Carrying. 4 targets remaining.
Breaking. I need to evade.
There's one.
3 targets remaining.
Alright. Woo!
Launch preparations complete. Targeting. Battery ready. And clear 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch.
Phew.
Away.
This is intense. Are we good? What's happening here? Oh, you got a... What? Are these drones in the back of trucks? Oh no!
What happened?
As if I wasn't struggling enough with the MiGs. We got
Multiple
drones.
bogies on radar.
We got
Close.
bogies on radar.
Wait. They're being launched.
You're clear to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs.
Moving to
Well, that
intercept.
doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them.
Behind me.
HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones. Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
I gotta get these
Doesn't
high
matter.
G turns apparently to
He's saying the war
complete
can
this
change
fight.
in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning. Don't try to read their movements.
Got him. Got one over here somewhere. Where is
On his tail.
Oh, isn't that one? How do I change targets? That's what I'm wondering. It's like it's not locking onto that guy. Is that? Did I miss that tutorial?
Golem
It really wants
squadron,
me to lock onto
surround
this
him.
guy.
He's mine. He's not getting away.
H2, Fox 2.
Careful in those clouds.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
That's a miss.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt. He escaped into the clouds.
Damn, these guys can maneuver.
Golem 4, Fox 2.
Behind target and ready
Oh
to attack.
crap! Woo. That's scary. There we
Bandit is
go.
in my
Fine.
sights.
Alright, we got another one.
UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Golem squadron.
Another
You're
one.
Not gonna let
All
Mage
right.
get all the glory, are ya?
These
I'm buying dinner
MQ-99s.
for anyone who takes down an enemy. He's mine.
There's
He's
a bar
not
I
getting
want to try.
away. You're doing good. Just 2 more.
Missile launched.
I'm iced up. Golem 3, Fox 2. Golem 2, the enemy's reading you. The enemy knows a few moves, but that's about it. Just chase him down and pull the trigger.
There it is.
One to go. Let's
One
get
more.
through this without any
Alright.
casualties.
What am I doing? I got 27 missiles left. Leading me through the clouds, like a bastard. dirty bastard here. I lost the ground. I don't know where.
Careful of ice formation in the clouds.
They won't show up on the radar.
I don't know where I am right now. Where's the ground? Okay. I have instruments here.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning.
Locked.
There it is.
Nice
Okay.
kill trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
This is just a beautiful game, honestly.
No point arguing. That's how war is
Pretty
these
difficult,
days.
though.
You
Maybe
shoot,
this isn't
someone
my
gets
cup of tea,
killed.
but damn.
The guys in charge take care
Second
of the
mission
rest.
and it already has me flying like a friggin' fighter ace. Those high G turns are really fun. A few times right there, my heart dropped. So. Thank you for tuning in to my broadcast of the second mission of Ace Combat 7. MoochesGrooches over and out.